The last couple, too bad today didn't work out, but glad to see there's no rain. I'm excited to show off the building a little bit. What we're going to do is just have a few folks say a few words. Brad from our Yoder Construction, Vice President of Operations, please speaking. I'm Nate Yoder, by the way, with our Yoder Construction. Sorry, I didn't introduce myself. Carol McDougal with the Lakeville Redevelopment Corporation, or Commission, I'm sorry, and then Danny Heckman, President of the Economic Development Commission. So, folks are real excited about the building, excited to share with y'all what the process looked like, and the end product we're excited to show off after we get done here. So we'll have a quick few words, we'll step behind, there'll be a few of us doing the ribbon cutting, and then we'll move inside it for after that's complete. So Brad, I'll turn it over to you.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
Afternoon, everyone. Afternoon. Like I said, I'm Brad, Vice President of our Yoder Construction. You know, today's a big day for all of us. This building represents a major milestone that the town spent a lot of time planning and strategizing for this building and for this improvement in the community. And I'm honored to be celebrating with all of you here. A year ago, the building was, this barn, it was a dilapidated building that appeared like it had seen its better days. But today I'm excited to say that it has found new life and will serve the greater Lakeville community for many years to come. The Lakeville Community Center is what it's so aptly called, and that's what I see it being. I see it a place for the community to gather, to share laughs, share food, and share in all the things that makes this place special. Check Carol and Denny. That's over there, Carol and Denny, and the rest of the building committee. It's been a pleasure working with you, and I look forward to the wonderful opportunities this building brings to the community. On behalf of our Yoder Construction, thank you for bringing us on board, and we say congratulations to the Lakeville community. Thank you.
I never thought to type mine, I just wrote it out. Well, I'm going to start with a quote from Leonardo da Vinci, and some of you know me, I have an art background, so I thought it was apropos. But there are three classes of people: those who see when they are shown, and those who do not see. And I thought that was pretty appropriate for this building, because our town clerk, who was Shirley Renierson at the time, looked at this woods that was full of old tires and TVs and things like that, and saw something we could build for a community center. And those of us that live around here all the time, we kind of overlook some of that stuff and just bypass it. So she had fresh eyes to look at that kind of thing, so I want to give her credit for that. But I also want to give credit to some of the other people. We pushed forward with the help of the community and the county council, and also Bill Shalio. They helped get the money that we were able to fund some of this building with. And of course, our grant writer was Shannon McLeod out of Indianapolis, and she was a big help in getting this put together. And of course, Chet Gamble, our architect, he listened to us and knew what we wanted to be seen here, or what was done, and he created the design. And Shannon actually gave you a big compliment. She said she sees a lot of buildings, and she said this is one of the best designed buildings she's seen in a long time. So credit to you, Chet. And so another special thanks to my committee that helped sit through all the long meetings that we had to decide contracts and planning, what colors we wanted to do, all that kind of thing. And another thanks to Patrick and Denny and Terry Young, our boots on the ground, that they were doing all the grunt work for us, so they didn't get quite the accolades that maybe some of the rest of us did. And of course, Yoder Construction for putting together our dream. And I also have a special thank you for my two sisters that have helped me through all this. One of them likes to shop and the other one likes to organize, so it makes a great team when we put all this together. So I just want to say special thanks to everybody that has a part in this, and those that donated money. We wouldn't have been able to do that without the money that was donated. So thank you.
Get my notes out here. I got it right here. But yeah, when they asked me to speak, I said, well, yeah, I really don't need to have any notes, because I remember when they asked me to be on the EDC. Actually, did start in the EDC, but we started to help Shirley Raynerson. She was a town facilitator at that time, and they asked us Martha Tyler asked us to help on that committee because she needed help, because she has a brain that never stops, and she had a vision. She seen this old barn sitting here, and most people say, what barn are you talking about? You drive down here, you see being the blue barn? No, that one next to it. There's no barn down there. But I remember when we come down and looked at it, opened up those doors, and it brought memories, because my dad and mother worked for this company that owned the barn. And I can remember going in there as a kid, unloading the oil on the trucks, and this was a storage barn. This is strictly what it was. It was actually a storage barn for furniture before that. It was built in 1938, and I walked in here and I couldn't believe it. It looked just like it was when I was 10 years old. And Shirley had this vision, and we just kind of looked at it and said, how are we going to do this, This was a forest, it was a jungle, you couldn't walk through this thing. We started with a path through here and had our festivals here and stuff. And so it got down, and it would be we met a lot with Walker, Phil Buckmaster, and he recommended a grant writer, which is one of the best in the state, to try to get some money for this. And so we met her, and she is one of the top grant writers in the state of Indiana. She actually wrote the book on for the state of Indiana. So we met with him, and he gave us a lot of pointers, and so that's kind of how it got started. And she wrote, when we got the money, or we asked her to write something from this, she says, don't get your hopes up, because usually on a barn like this, you're not going to get it the first time around. We asked for a grant from the state of Indiana, and everybody here with the town wrote something and put in the letter that she wrote to what we were going to use it for. And she says, if you're going to put it in here just for a wedding barn, forget it. So you're not going to get the grant. So we come up with a lot of ideas, and during our meetings and the town board meetings, we tried to focus on this is a community building. It's not only to rent out for weddings and such. It's for everybody to use. And so when we started this venture, working in construction for a lot of years, I met Chet a long time ago, and I knew he specialized in these type of barns. He goes in a 4 or 5 state area, maybe more than that, and does this kind of buildings. And actually today he told me that he did a drawing when he was in high school at Mishawaka High School, and they called him last week and wants him to do that drawing for their school. So Chet's a good guy, and he has a beautiful barn, and one of the main things that we wanted is to maintain the interior of that barn. I thought they were crazy. That rusty old siding in there and everything, I says, you really want to do that? We probably could have tore it down and put a new building up a lot cheaper. But the way we met with Chet and we wanted this thing in there, we saw these as so many places, this corn crib, as part of the building. And so we wanted that. We told Chet what we wanted, and he put it into design, and we did some value in engineering to try to get the money down where we wanted it. And along with Yoder Construction, we did it. So I want to thank everybody that had a part in all the town board, the clerks, Terry, bent over backwards and to try to get this. He was one of the important guys to get this done. Carol and her crew, the RDC, and we had some knockdown dragouts doing this, but we did have fun. We didn't lose sight of what we were trying to do. So I want to thank everybody Bill Shallier. I want to thank him. I never talked in front of people too much. So we had to go to ask, when we bought this barn, we went to the county council in South Bend, and we had to get up and give a speech about why the county should give us money. And I set up, I didn't know what to say, you know, I had the whole thing written out too, and there's 12 people up you gotta convince for some money, and I thought, oh man, the whole crowd just like now, you know, but they saw desire in Lakeville, and Bill Shalley is an regional economic director for St. Joe County, and he has done a good job for the county. He is tied up in a big project in South Bend right now, out of New Carlisle, but they ended up giving us money to buy the original barn to start. And from there, it was our purpose to get it and to utilize it. They just not give us a barn and not do anything with it. And so when we finally got the grant, they called us, and Shannon called and says, "You got the grant." And I stood up, I looked at Carol, I said, "Now what we gonna do?" I said, "You know, it was a big project. I remember going down to the State House and standing on that stage with a lieutenant governor when they awarded all that, and there was a lot of people there. But that was a cool thing. And with the help of Chet and with the help of Yoder, we got this barn. So I want to congratulate everybody that worked on this and Carol's committee. They did a fine job, even though I don't like the color of the inside. Did I say? I'm just joking. So anyway, I want to thank everybody. Fantastic job. So as far as, don't clap yet. As far as economic development, like Brad said, everybody said when we started doing this stuff, trying to help out the town, they said, well, the town is dead. We had a lot of business owners said you're beating a dead horse, especially when the highway went the other way and come through. It cut the traffic down from 28,000 cars a day through Lakeville to about 5,500 a day. And they said, well, we're done for, like any other town. But we were determined and not let that happen. And this is one of a drawing factor to try to get people to come to Lakeville. That's the whole idea of economic development, is to get people to your town so they can use your grocery stores and use your gas stations and use whatever we have here at your restaurants. So this is really a big step for Lakeville. It's starting to show now. We've got a few other businesses that are starting. So I'm really excited about it. Hopefully I live long enough to see 10,000 people in Lakeville. But anyway, thank you everybody.
All right, so we're gonna do a press photo. So we're gonna kind of stage it for a minute, if that makes sense. I'm gonna call a list of people's name. If your name is called, please go around this side and work your way down. All right, so first up is Nate Yoder. Next is Patrick Howard, Terry Young, Denny Hegman, Carol McDougall, Desiree Jacobs, Travis McDougall, Dixie Segraves, and Brad Yoder. Yes, Carol's going to be in the center. So, these are going to go towards you. Alright, I'm going to need you guys to push me just a little bit. Alright. How does that look? Alright. Okay, I'm just taking pictures so everyone smile at me. And then this is Josh. He's going to walk his way across, and then he's going to come back again, okay?
All right, ready? And then hang on 1 second.
time?
I'm good on my end. So.
Okay. All right. Okay, now, really quick for the audience, when they cut, hoopla, make lots and lots of noise, okay? All right, ready? Go ahead. 1, 2, 3.
This was their first time too, right?
That was their first time.
Scissors. I could use these at home.
All right.
So, yeah, would you like to give any instructions, or is it just an open?
Yeah, open bar. Yeah. Go in. The food is free. Help yourself. There's punch and cookies, and there's coffee and cider. Danny insisted on cider, so go and drink the cider.
Enjoy. Thank you for coming.
Thanks.